What's up, guys? Turbo Vulture here back with another video, and today we have another Beyblade Burst Turbo episode review. Today we have episode 50, Aiger's Turbo Resonance. So before we get started with the review, I'm just going to start with the spoilers in the video on the episode. So I will leave a Google Drive link in the description below to where you can find the episode and where you can watch it in English. And yes, so let's get into the review. It starts off with Welcome to the World of Beyblade, and then after that we see a recap of the previous episode where Fi declared a burst match, and then in the third round, Aiger ended up taking removing the dread armor from Phoenix. And then now we get to the opening and then the title card. Right after that, we continue off from the previous episode, where Aiger tells Fi that this is their bond, and Fi he starts to go nuts and starts laughing about stuff like how he's going to destroy Achilles, and he's getting really ready for that. So, anyways, he starts resonating with Phoenix, talking about how he's going to destroy Achilles and stuff like that. And it started with Aiger for a second, and then Ranjiro ends up getting mad. He gets annoyed of how Fi was going on, and so he starts cheering for Aiger. He gets the whole Bay Arena to start cheering for Aiger, and now Aiger he's happy about how that everyone's got his back and stuff like that. And so, anyways, we see a dark scene where Fi tells Aiger that he's gonna that Phoenix is gonna swallow up all the light in him that he possesses, and it gets Aiger scared for a second until all of a sudden like a teardrop falls on Achilles, and all of a sudden we get into lap moments where we see Vault and Shooter talking about how you got to give everything you got, and then trust in Achilles, and then we see the Bay Club and the Bay Gang, and he knows that everyone's got his back and stuff. So Aiger he heats up, he changes the mode on Achilles to attack mode, and Achilles and Phoenix they both start glowing. Both Aiger and Fi start resonating with their base, and this wasn't supposed to go as planned because Aiger went into attack mode instead of defense mode, and he wasn't supposed to. But Tabisuke notices that Aiger is smiling, and Shu says this is just like how Vault was, how he was determined and stuff like that. Anyways, so we get into the fourth battle. Anyways, once you launch the stadium, the Turbo Blade is activated on Achilles. Achilles gets into a speed boost and starts attacking. Well, Phoenix takes the center, and then Aiger gets into turbo launch, and Achilles starts attacking Phoenix. Still knows this ain't good because Phoenix is trying to go for the turbo blades. He's really going for it now that the fact that he's trying to destroy Achilles. And then eventually the dread armor is removed from Phoenix, and then we get into Phoenix's avatar attack, and then we get into dread cannon. And Aiger he knew this was going to come because he's done his stuff free in Shu. And then, so, anyways, Aiger gets into Turbo Shield, and then Achilles clashes with the Dread Armor. Anyways, it sends the armor flying, and Achilles is now low on stamina. The Phoenix gets into a double Dread Cannon, where he does the Dread Cannon, but goes again. Achilles dodges the armor, and we get into Dread Cannon Crush. We get into a big explosion. He starts going crazy, starts laughing and stuff, because he knows that Achilles is about to be destroyed. And anyways, Achilles flies out of the stadium, and Fi's shocked because Achilles was in one piece, still thinking of a burst. And so this round goes to 5, and still no points were awarded because this is a burst match. And so we get a replay to see what happened. And anyways, what happened is that Achilles tilted its tip to where it would get a speed boost. So that's how it survived this. Anyways, so we're getting into the 5th round. Aiger and Fi they heat up. Aiger he gets into a moment with Achilles where he's talking to Achilles, and he asks Achilles if he's mastered the sword and shield, and Achilles tells Aiger that he's been capable of so much more. And then after that, so Aiger, they both fist bump. Aiger and Achilles fist bump, and after that, once Aiger is getting ready to launch, he backs up, and we see everything that Aiger and Achilles have gone through, like the creation of Z Achilles, the destruction of Z Achilles, the creation of Turbo Achilles, and stuff like that. So, anyways, Aiger he does that thing that Vault used to do in Evolution, Burst Season 1 in Evolution. Anyways, where Vault he put the launcher on the bay on his launcher, and then he does that one part where the energy starts flowing through the arms. And anyways, so they launch into the stadium, and the Turbo Blades activate on Achilles. Phoenix is immediately into Dread Break, and Aiger gets into Turbo. Achilles gets into Turbo Breaker. Achilles and Phoenix are clashing, and the Dread armor is removed from Phoenix. Fi he heats up, and then Phoenix hits its armor getting ready for a Dread Cannon. Anyways, Aiger he heats up, and we get into Achilles' avatar attack. Achilles uses Turbo Defense to deflect armor, and he reflects the armor, and we get into a double Dread Cannon. He goes dark, and then all of a sudden we see like a Phoenix and Achilles explosion animation scene. It was pretty cool, where Phoenix just dives into Achilles, and we see a giant explosion. So, anyways, it sends Achilles flying, and then the Phoenix Bay and the Phoenix Dread Armor, they both jump off the walls, and they start going for diving Dread Cannon Crush. Anyways, everything just goes for slow motion because Phoenix is about to destroy Achilles, and so anyways, everything just stops. We see the whole stadium, the Bay Arena, it's just stopped. And all of a sudden, Aiger tells that his bond with Achilles will never be destroyed. And all of a sudden, Aiger gets really heated up, and where his hair just starts turning gold. And it was just a really cool scene. And anyways, he gets into Turbo Shield, and after that he gets serious, and Achilles lands into the stadium safely, and Dread Armor ends up landing on the ground, not in the stadium. So anyways, Phoenix he jumps back off into the air off the wall, and it starts glowing. It heats up, and anyways, we get into Final Dread Impact, and after that it hits Achilles. And Achilles ends up breaking free and gets into a speed boost. And where the avatar appears behind Aiger, he pulls out Achilles as a sword from the ground, and we get into Turbo Sword. And within this, we see the stuff we see with Achilles, where it's using Turbo Sword on Dread Phoenix. And we also do see Aiger and Achilles avatar go and attack the Phoenix avatar with the Turbo Sword, and it's like a pretty cool animation. And anyways, after that, it attacks Phoenix, and anyways, there's a big explosion, and all of a sudden, Phoenix bursts. So Dread Phoenix bursted, and it sends a Phoenix flying, and it burst. And anyways, so Aiger, he won. This is a burst match, so anyways, Aiger won. Anyways, everyone's cheering for Aiger, and she says that Aiger has finally found his way of blading. So anyways, now he's won the match. And anyways, we see Tiger and Kana, and then we see Vault and Kit. Where Vault, gets heated up, and he starts resonating with Veltrick, where Veltrick starts glowing. And Aiger, he's so happy that he won, and he doesn't understand why he lost. So because he's supposed to destroy all Achilles, he didn't even destroy Achilles. Anyways, he gets into that him and Achilles are the best team in the world. And then anyways, we see he's walking off. And anyways, Aiger comes after him and gives him Dread Phoenix that he left behind, and tells that the battle was really fun. So anyways, after that, we get into a room where he slams Dread Phoenix against a table, and we see Hyde where he's talking about how he's being stupid, stuff like that, about over a loss. And anyways, goes off on him, tells him it doesn't have anything to do with him, but it does have everything to do with Hyde due to the fact that Hades is a part of Phoenix now, Dread Phoenix. Anyways, so asks why did he lose, and then Hyde tells him he has to tell it himself because it's his Beyblade now since Phoenix is his Beyblade. Anyway, so after that, we see Nar looking for Aiger, and Aiger's on the beach. He's asleep, and anyway, she goes up to Aiger, tells him that he's the best big brother ever, about how he's come so far in his journey to become the best. Anyways, we see a bird and it flies off, and we also see Achilles drawing in the sand. Anyways, after that, we see Ranjiro and Fubuki. They wake Aiger up, and anyways, after that, we see the Bay Club and the Bay Gang behind Aiger and Shu. And Fubuki ends up telling Aiger that his next battle has been decided, which will be against a title match against Vault. And so Aiger is getting excited. And so after that, we see a scene where Vault and Aiger and the Achilles and Veltrick avatars and the Turbo Achilles and Turbo Veltrick base. And that ends off episode 50. So episode 50, Aiger's Turbo Resonance, was a really awesome episode. I could tell this audio is really long because I went really into detail in this episode review. But anyways, Aiger's Turbo Resonance was a really good episode. Next time we'll be doing episode 51, Bonding Aiger versus Vault, which is the Turbo finale. The final episode of Turbo, and yeah, so this episode was a really good episode. It was actually one of my favorite episodes. It was an amazing episode, and yeah, so if you guys did enjoy this review, please leave a like, please subscribe, please follow me on social media, links in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys later.